What's going on, guys? The TNT Muffin here, and it has been a long time since I did my last merch tour video, so I thought, hey, why not do one today? This is going to be a bit of a different merch tour video, because since my last one, I have actually moved houses, so my setup's a lot different than before. So yeah, I guess let's just get started. Let's just start off where I just was, here at the couch that I sit at. This stuff you've already seen because it was in the intro of the video. I've got this Fnaf movie poster, which is actually from theaters, which is pretty cool. I've got this little stand here where I like to have a Roxy Cola as well as U2's gummies. It's an empty thing, but this package in particular is pretty special to me because U2 sent it to me early, way before release. That's kind of cool. And here's also a TNT Muffin that my sister crocheted. This stuff you see in my videos, the Sanchi Security Breach plushies, and also this Hex Fredbear plush. And then I've got this Freddy Pillow Pet, this Insomnia Cookies FNAF movie pizza box, which I think is pretty sick, and then some random stuff here that I just don't know where to put. Then I've got these three big shelves. Let's take a closer look at them. I've got this top part, which has some Lefty stuff, the Lefty statue, which might be my favorite piece of FNAF merch of all time so far, the Jumbo Lefty plush, this little Error Mangle mystery mini I got, and the error is that the nose actually has no paint on it, and also the head wasn't on it when I opened it up. Now, I don't just mean the head wasn't on it, the head was not there, nowhere to be seen. I'm not sure where it went. Down here, I've got a bunch of pop figures sitting on top of mystery mini boxes, this one being completely sealed. I've also got this Exotic Butters plush, which I actually have more of, and I'll show those later, and some other little figures here. Going down here, I have a pretty cool shelf, in my opinion, my mystery mini shelf, where I've got all of the glow-in-the-dark characters lined up here, and then their non-glow-in-the-dark counterparts, and then I kind of try to like match everything up to the ones below. Except for when we get up here, because I couldn't really match these up, but I've got all these Security Breach mystery minis, every single one of them, and a bunch of the Balloon Circus ones. This is the glow-in-the-dark one, by the way. This is probably one of my favorite shelves I have. I just think it looks really nice. Going down, we've got more mystery minis here, specifically from Sister Location, as well as the action figures. Springtrap may not make sense, but it's supposed to be like Dark Springtrap, I guess. I really just couldn't find a spot for that figure. And then I've got the sealed action figures up here, which are pretty sweet. I've also got these little pieces of figures, like part of the Lull bit, as well as some of the glow-in-the-dark baby action figure, then Jump Scare Ballora, and some little McFarlane things over here. Going down is another shelf that I really like. This is my Blacklight shelf. I've got some of the plushies, all the pint-sized heroes, the 2-inch figures, and some of the mystery minis. Oh yeah, and then there's also this little pin here. Very colorful shelf. Moving over to the other side, I've got what is basically my FNAF movie shelf. I just don't really know where to put this stuff yet, but I've got this little display advertisement that was at one of the movie theaters I went to. This is there just because I have it and I have no idea what else to do with it. A pizza box from AMC Theaters, and then these little cards from Dave & Buster's. I've got some more theme shelves. This shelf's basically all themed around what game the characters are from. As you can see, this is all Pizza Sim stuff with the mystery minis, the action figures, a couple of plushies, and the McFarlane sets. I really love Pizza Sim, so of course I've got to have a shelf dedicated to the game. Down here is my FNAF 4 / Cursed Dreadbear shelf. As you can see, I've got the FNAF 4 figures here, as well as their little tiny versions, the mystery minis, and then all of the Cursed Dreadbear figures as well. I've got some of the Cursed Dreadbear plushies here, as well as some Help Wanted McFarlane sets over here. This shelf is themed around Security Breach. It's got the Chibi plushies that U2's did, the Vanny plush, all of the little U2's figures, as well as the Funko figures. And then down here, I don't really have anything too interesting. It's kind of a shelf I just put bad plushies on, because you know, it's kind of covered up by the couch, so I didn't really want to put anything good on there. Up here, I've got a cool glass cabinet, which has a bunch of stuff that I care about or that's really valuable. A lot of stuff that's not FNAF, but I do have some FNAF things like the statues, as well as going down here, I've got a bunch of cool U2's figures, some that are pretty valuable, and some that I just didn't know where else to put. Of course, I've got the Fanverse stuff as the center of attention, because I love the Fanverse, and also these are weirdly super valuable. And then down here are some of my most expensive mystery minis. Most of them are exclusive to somewhere, and some of them are worth an insane amount of money. Also, you may have noticed that Gold Chrome Freddy is a little broken. His head's on the floor. I dropped it when I first got him, which was really disappointing, but you know, at least he looks like ruin now. And then down here, I've got a lot of other U2 stuff and things like that. Some of it's FNAF. I've got some cool rare pop figures here, and then some FNAF-themed YouTube's figures, which are cool as well. Also, if we go down and take a little walk over here, we've got these boxes of plushies. The spring colorway ones, which are kind of just a mix of stuff because he's not actually supposed to be there, and then a Walmart exclusive box of the Pizza Sim plushies with these two little guys. Moving up, we've got my desk, which doesn't have much FNAF stuff, kind of just this Foxy statue, which I used to hang my wires and headphones on, and then I've got this little Mangle poster and this keychain my girlfriend made me. But some more FNAF stuff on the wall is over here where I've got a bunch of action figures. They're basically all exclusive stuff because, you know, rare stuff I like keeping in the box, and it's easy to keep box stuff up on the wall. So I've got these security breach ones, I've got these nightmares, I've got these holiday themed ones, the balloon circus, the black lights, I've got these Arctic ones, security breach, FNAF AR stuff, and this thing. Oh yeah, and I've also got this stack of books here. I don't read them, because why would I read a book? But they're pretty cool, like this one, which is an early version of the Silver Eyes. I remember seeing this back on scottgames.com when it was called The Untold Story. These things, if you're curious what they are, this is the U2's FNAF print, which I'm probably going to sell. I don't actually like it very much. And then this, which I'll get it out of the box so you can see it. It's this little FNAF movie thing, which is one of those things that's like supposed to hang above movie theater doors. I actually didn't have any of these hanging in any of the movie theaters I went to, so I guess I get to see one in my own home. Going up here, we've got another section of the room. I've got some jumbo plushies on the floor in front of the bed. Sorry about these boxes. Like I said, I haven't finished unpacking completely. There's some stuff over here like the statue boxes and some little small things. I've got a shelf completely full of Pokemon cards, but that's not what you're here for. Some FNAF stuff I have is I've got this box full of FNAF plushies. I haven't really been able to figure out anywhere to put this stuff, so it's just sitting in a box right now, but eventually I'll figure that out. And you may think that this is all of my FNAF plushies, but that's actually a very small amount of it, because I do have a lot of them inside of this door. It's obviously not all of them. There's even an empty spot right there, and I could definitely fit some more down here. These are like kind of FNAF 4, Cursed Dreadbear. These are just random things, kind of FNAF AR themed. It's just kind of a mess of plushies. I'll organize it better later. Also, this isn't the only shelf I have like this. I do have 3 others inside of these doors. And also, it does look kind of ugly because the shelves aren't the right color, and also they don't fit completely, so there's a gap here. But a way that I've kind of combated that is by putting U2's boxes off to the side to fill in those gaps. So this little closet I've got, which is kind of themed around FNAF in real life. So it's stuff that you would find in the FNAF games, like the Roxy Cola, Fizzy Fans. You've got these little drinks from FNAF Help Wanted, chocolate bars, which I guess you might see as prizes, little cups, pizza box, gummy pizza. I've got the Mr. Hippo magnet and also this entry pass, which is actually just the regular sauce business card. Up here, it's more of a prize-themed thing. Like, I've got Chuck E. Cheese tokens, some Chuck E. Cheese stuff, plushies from the FNAF games, and a security badge, like from the movie. This one, more plushies that you would just see at the prize counter, action figures, and the little arcade versions of the characters. Then there's this tiny shelf, which I couldn't really figure out what to do with, but I just put the FNAF top out here, a bow tie, bunch of the U2's gummies, exotic butters, and then some more FNAF candy up here. I've also got another one of those Insomnia pizza boxes, except just the sleeve, and also this little advertisement for those. Moving on to the next closet over here, we've got some Snaps figures. I've got all of these Security Breach Snap sets, as well as a bunch of extra Snaps figures I'm not too sure what to do with yet. I think I might move some of these action figures over to the top of a different shelf, and then put the Snaps figures up at the top so it matches better with the theme. I've got the glow-in-the-dark Pizza Sim figures, and the tie-dye figures, and then also the FNAF 1 Snaps, and the FNAF 1 McFarlane's Show Stage set. Down here, I've got a bunch of U2's FNAF plushies. I've got the FNAF 1 Chibi plushies, as well as the Help Wanted ones, except for Helpy, because somehow I forgot to buy him. I really don't know how I forgot to buy him. He was my favorite one, probably, out of the wave. I'm very sad about that, because now if I want him, I have to spend like $100 or whatever. Also, Hex Golden Bonnie, and then also this time I've got the extra space filled in with Pomp figures, because I felt like that looked pretty good. And then moving on to the last little hidden shelf here, I've got this one, which has some Pop figures at the top, a McFarlane set, this little tin, and then a bunch of Fnaf AR and Balloon Circus stuff. I've got some of the Pop figures as well as the exclusive ones in the box, an action figure, the mini Pop figures, and then some of the Fnaf AR mystery minis, little keychain Pops, the action figures, and one of the sealed action figures. Also, I've got this little Radioactive Foxy without the suit on. I did a video on that if you haven't seen it, and I found out that you can actually sit down, which is kind of funny. I've also got a bunch of FNAF posters, as you might have seen earlier. I've got the FNAF 1 Celebrate poster, the Security Breach one, I don't know what you would call this one, but that one, and the security badge. Then I've got another shelf, which is mostly not FNAF stuff, but it does have some FNAF on it, which is my cereal shelf. So I've got some FNAF stuff on here, like the FNAF cereal. I ended up buying 2 of the Funko cereal. I unfortunately have no Nightmare Puffs because that's impossible to find, and if you do find it, it's incredibly expensive. Although I one day will get my hands on it. Then I've also got a few mystery minis here and this sculpture I made a while back, which isn't very good. Why isn't the camera focusing? There you go. And then down here, the last little thing is this spring colorway Fnaf Plush. Also, sorry that the floor is kind of dirty. I had a bunch of boxes there, but I promise I'll vacuum it soon. Actually, while we're on the floor, I forgot about this small detail. I have these little jumbo blacklight plushies hiding under my desk, because I had this big room, and I thought that would be a cool place to put FNAF stuff. But yeah, that's basically my entire FNAF collection. Hopefully you think it looks pretty cool. Of course, there's a little bit of tidying up to do, but this is mostly what it's gonna end up looking like. But yeah, that is the end of the video. So if you want to subscribe, you can click the button on top of my head. If you want to watch my last merch tour videos, you can see what my setup looked like before. You can click that button over there. And if you want to see some other video I made, you can click that button over there. And I'll see you next time I do one of these.